What's going on, Star Wars fam? It's your bro host Chris Ryans, and it's time for the Broaxium Covert, and I'm here with my bro host Tommy Puig, Daniel Miller, our homie Mike Roker.
Hello.
And we are talking The Mandalorian, Chapter 13, The Jedi.
Oh, the Jedi. Oh!
What an appropriate name.
Bring it, Dave. Bring it. Oh, God, it was so good.
And Dave was like, brought.
Right.
And so
Super important milestone episode of The Mandalorian.
If I could drop my mic for him, I would.
Yeah, we need the mics. We're using them.
Yeah, I know.
But this was a would you say game changing?
Yeah.
Yes. I think
Oh,
because
yeah.
since I think since Ahsoka has become spoilers.
I mean,
Watch the beginning of this episode. Oh, so good. Anyway, since Ahsoka has become like a hit, you know, like where we actually have all, the whole fandom has accepted her as a major player, you know, in the story.
Yeah.
We've all wondered what it would be like for her to be live action. You know, like everyone has wondered where she would show up, how she would show up. Here we go.
well done. Well done.
Definitely.
And I think it's
Dream
probably
casting and everything.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, Dreamcast. it is a Sega Dreamcast. They did
Right
it.
behind him. Right behind Roker.
There are two.
Yeah.
Two of them. But
There's
they're real.
Awesome, man.
There was no one else that I wanted for that role, and that included, and I'm sorry, Ashley Eckstein.
Yeah, we've talked
The
about
voice
this.
actress from Rebels and Clone
Yeah.
Wars. Okay.
Yeah, the voice.
But she looks
the
like
voice.
Rosario Dawson when
Yeah.
she's animated. So it's like,
Yeah.
of course, like the eyes are there. Like it's
The
there,
lips
you know?
are there. It's
Yeah,
just it's like
100,
yeah, she just fits her perfectly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, agreed.
also
Yeah,
Ashley
I like
Eckstein,
how
she's,
she
she's a voice actress, like she's not an actress.
right.
Yeah, she's done some
Right.
stuff, but not to the same degree that Rosario Dawson has.
And
So,
there was a lot of dialogue for there even to them remotely even think about doing some sort of voiceover. Like it just wouldn't have. No. It wouldn't have worked. It would have looked you would have complained. Sorry, I know that there's been
I
a
don't
lot
think we're
of
there yet in
controversy
film.
going on and on this. So like,
Mhm.
people were complaining about things, and you would have complained if they did the voiceover. I'm telling you guys, you wouldn't have
It
liked
would
it.
not have worked.
It would not have worked. Nope.
Like I don't think we're there yet in film to have actors play something.
Oh no,
that
no,
somebody
we're
can do
we're
a
there
voice
because it
over.
happened with
We're there,
Darth,
but it was
like
just-
all the way
just
through.
weird.
Yeah, like it was good with Maul in Solo. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Solo period was a totally different actor. I loved him.
no.
Right.
No, we're talking
No, we're
about
talking about,
the voice acting.
Oh, okay.
voice
I'm just
actor.
saying, like,
when Whitwer was playing Maul.
but it's
Yeah.
still kind of the same where you have Solo being played by Harrison Ford for so many years, and then you have some new guy come in and fill
Sure,
the shoes.
yeah.
It's like you gotta it's that acceptance where you're so used to one certain person doing it, and then the script being flipped on you, and it's like, well, for this we got to use this guy or this girl, you know, and
Yeah.
it's hard to accept.
I feel like with Rosario Dawson, like she's such a seasoned actor that she brought a lot of nuance into this character, basically making her own, but also respecting the character development before her with Ashley
Yeah.
Eckstein. But this is the type of nuance that Ashley Eckstein probably wouldn't have the experience to bring into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you could tell just by her mannerisms and whatnot that she really did study the Ahsoka character.
Oh yeah,
and even
She's definitely a fan.
Yeah, and even to a degree, maybe some of the speech patterns and whatnot. But
yo, when she first saw Little Green Guy, she was like, I hope it's about him. That was so
Yeah.
Ahsoka. That felt so Ahsoka to me. Like,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
yeah, one thing that I don't know if a lot of people caught, because like I know someone that complained, you know, not like got real upset about it, but just made a reference to that her playfulness, you know, just wasn't there. I mean, granted, she's, you know, 40 plus years old, and
You kind of start being playful at a certain
How
age.
old's Dawson?
I don't
She's in her
smile like
40s.
I used to, and I'm in my 40s. Yeah, I think she's in her 40s.
So perfect.
I think she's
Perfect.
45, I think.
Oh, she's my age.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Perfect. Then.
But when Ahsoka and Mando got it in for a quick second, you know, when he first got to that you know, that devastated forest, when he hits her with the flamethrower, and then ties her up with the rope, right before she jumps,
she
smiles at him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Gives
so,
her that.
you know, that was.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah, that was super cool. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And also, like, first off, the opening scene where she like Jason Voorhees to everybody, and like about the Crystal Lake mist, it was just like bodying people. I was like, this is a big deal. This is like stealth Jedi stuff, which I was like, so about, you know. It was really, really well done. The setting was really, really good. Just to see a planet be like that from like Star Wars, I thought I was watching like Babylon 5 or something like that, because it was just like misty and like scary looking, and just like how is there hope on this planet at all? And then
Like none,
she is.
except for
except for the characters, but like crazy. And then, like the whole Kurosawa, like Sergio Leone feel, the whole thing was like so spot on. Like when she's walking towards at the end, when she's like walking towards the magistrate or whatever, and she's like has the Yojimbo walk, and you're just like, yeah, Filoni knew what he was doing there. He wanted to make some samurai stuff, and he did it. And the fact that we had like a samurai fight in one room while the gunslingers are listening to it in the other room.
Oh my god!
I was
like, what is happening?
What are you doing to me? Like that was so dope.
And can we talk about how great Michael Biehn was, man? Like Michael Biehn should be in more stuff, and like the fact that I was always been a fan because, you know, being named
Could
Michael,
be your
like, growing up as a
could be mine.
it was so good. And they gave him the Hicks shotgun from Aliens. Like there was a lot of stuff they put in there, and you're like,
so good.
Man, this is really cool. Like Kyle Reese is here, guys.
Right?
I think one thing people need to remember is that Filoni worked on Avatar.
Yeah.
So when you see an episode like this, I was catching like so many little nuances and things. I'm like, yeah, this is
that big moon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's just like this is that shot is what I was wanting from for so long, from when this thing started. Yeah. When there was rumblings that Ahsoka may be the one to maybe teach this shot. Grogu,
yes. Straight up name now.
Love it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
makes sense to me. I mean, it wouldn't matter what his name would have been. It's just, you know, it's just the fact that he has one now. It's like
Yoda's weird as a weird name too. Like you gotta think about
the names are weird. There's there's Yaddle. There's Yaddle someone weird. There's a whole human being named C.O. Bibble.
Yeah, and Sleaze Bagano. Yeah. I mean, it's just like there's Sleaze Bagano, whatever.
And he's the homie.
It looks like Sleaze Bagano.
Bro, there's someone walking around named Han Solo.
Yeah. His name was almost Hands.
So let's show
Hands Olo.
Yeah.
He's like so let's go through this from beginning to end. We open up with that foggy, like dead tree scene.
Yeah.
And just Ahsoka giving everybody the business.
And she was
it was Force Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah, it was literally what it was.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And then she walks up to those gates.
Needed.
She walks up to those gates and just lays it out. This is how it's got to be. Did anybody? Did you guys think that she would? Did you have any idea of what she was after at that time?
Nope.
No clue.
Not a clue.
I didn't expect to see
I don't think we cared.
Right.
We just saw her like wrecking.
I was like, "Oh, you're here right now." Okay.
Yeah. My mind wasn't working.
Let me get on that. Let me get on that real quick. This episode started off, and you see this crusty ass planet. Like you can tell, like some bad stuff has happened there. Pollution or whatever, and then like, you know, it pans out and you see all these trees destroyed. I was like, at first I was like, we're not even going to this forest planet. Like, where's this forest planet at? and I wasn't even thinking, oh crap, this is the planet. But so I was like, oh man, this is gonna be an in-betweener where, or maybe she doesn't show up to the very end. And as I'm thinking that, and then these white lightsabers comes flashing by, I was like, oh no, hold on.
Yeah, literally what it was. Yeah,
that's literally how I felt too.
Yeah.
It happened so fast. I had to like rewind. I'm like, let me go back at the beginning. What happened?
Yeah. I was like,
she wiped out everybody before I even realized she was on the screen.
Yeah. Those guys hated their job that day.
Filoni was like, nah, you're getting everything straight from the gate. Let's go.
Yeah,
like, I'm not making you wait. Let's rumble.
He Filoni'd.
It's time to give him the ball, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna get the ball one day for a movie for sure.
He handled business for sure. That episode was probably the best one.
This episode, Tommy?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Is this the first episode he directed? I know that. I know they all took turns and stuff like those few that we saw in the gallery video.
Like he did 2 last season. The first one and I think maybe the 5th one or 6th one or something like that. And then,
this is the first time he wrote and directed one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's like, what I'm. All right. So he wrote and directed this one.
Yeah. He's like, no. This is Ahsoka. I got that.
This is my baby.
This is my character. I got
this. Put the pen down,
guys.
Me.
Remember that?
Yeah, I knew that
show Rebels. I got this.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just all those other directors who actually directed last season, and he wrote some episodes. I didn't know that he directed a couple last season too. All right. Whoops. Wow, should pay more attention. But
I just gotta say, like, his ability to translate his gift for cinematography from Clone Wars to Rebels and then to now, because think about like the final episode of Clone Wars, like the cinematography for an animation was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that translated so well into live action. So like, I'm just glad that I'm seeing this graduation from it.
Well, they had to do a lot of physical acting for a lot of the movements and choreographed scenes in the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff too. Like it's
Maul versus Ahsoka in the final one.
Yeah, so he's definitely had to work with actors on a set and stuff like that. And I don't know a lot of his. I've never dove into Dave Filoni and everything he's done. I know some of his work, but he's totally capable, and he's showing it right now. This show is showing the capabilities of all of these directors, and oh man, it's just been such a treat. I can't wait to see what is birthed from this, like the Kenobi show.
And listen, this season alone has been probably the backdoor pilot for at most 3 shows.
This
Boba, maybe Bo-Katan, maybe. I'll take it back. At least 4. Cobb Vanth, maybe some miniseries or something like that, and of course Ahsoka, and with her plight, trying to find Thrawn so she can find Ezra. So
I don't think about miniseries, but definitely like specials. Because Mandalorian are like 8 episodes,
Yeah, right. I'm fine with that
special,
too.
like an hour-and-a-half special, or like an hour special.
I'm fine with that too. Just take a side note from that. I would love to see features on Disney Plus. Animate some of these novels.
Right.
Something like that, so people can really get full stories on all these characters and see that the sequel. I'm looking at my bookshelf right now. So they can see that the sequel trilogy is a little more fleshed out than they think it is.
Right.
And whatnot. So that'd be dope. Anyway, so I'm sorry.
I just think that this is, we've wanted to know what is happening between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens, and we're getting it now. This is them giving it to us, and they are opening up the doors to show us what the galaxy is like right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna birth so many good shows, I feel like, and shows that we might not even have thought of, like Cobb Vanth. We might like people. Oh God, I'm really excited to see what new characters can come from this. The Cassian Andor, I know that's beforehand and everything like that. Right? I know and they get to dive into that whole genre of just spies and espionage, kind of like the Americans.
Yes.
And is Diego Luna's going to be Cassian for this show too? Oh man, hell yeah! Give me that like.
I need
tomorrow.
Diego.
And Homeboy's coming back for K2SO.
Oh,
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But anyway,
he used to be on TV. So
back to Mando.
Back to Mando.
And we appreciate the fact that this is because Thrawn was name dropped in a live action. That implies that we're going to be seeing a live action Thrawn at some point.
Tommy.
I would hope so.
So, I gotta say this now.
What?
Remember, I dropped this in the chat. I know people have been talking about it, but that dude from Bly Manor, I don't have his name in front of me, and I don't know how bad I am at saying names.
Bly Manor kid.
The Bly Manor guy who was talking about being Ezra. I think this is all a ruse. This guy is lying to us about not being Ezra. I think
he's gonna be Thrawn.
Dude, with the mention of Thrawn, the possibility of Ezra coming back is so real it hurts. And then you're gonna put Baby Yoda up on that pedestal. He's gonna put a call out to the Force, and Ezra's coming.
Grogu.
Yeah. Grogu. I gotta get used to Grogu. I love his name.
Well,
I'm so used to Grogu.
Internet.
Yeah,
but the internet games you something, and you're
Grogu. Grogu is gonna put a call out to the Force, and Ezra's gonna come. This
Ezra,
finally
maybe
making me want to do theories and stuff again. Like,
no, don't start.
I'm not gonna get married to them. If it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna get hurt. I know they're gonna do a great job no matter what.
He just wants to do responsible speculating.
Yes, like that, just tying some things together where it's like that guy saying that he was gonna be Ezra, and then not gonna be Ezra, and
he's excited about something. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And who knows? Who knows? I'm trying to think the time between, because he's Luke's age. Ezra is Luke's age at that point. So he would be like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Would he be in his 30s? Probably?
Yeah.
Like early 30s maybe.
19 in New Hope. 3
how
years
old
past.
Was Return of the Jedi? He was like 20.
It had to be like 21, 22. Maybe.
So this is 6 years later. No, he's not even 30 yet.
Yeah, because 19.
Late 20s.
Yeah, because he was like 19 in A New Hope. 3 years passed. So he's like 22 by Empire Strikes Back. And then a year in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So that puts, oh my God, math. I just lost it. So he's like, what, 23, 24 by the end of Return of the Jedi.
I was stuck in
and then 7 years is supposed to be when Mando takes place.
What if Grogu is one of the Jedi Kylo Ren slaughtered?
I was thinking about that too. I was literally thinking about that too.
Dan. I'm glad he died.
Dan.
It's possible.
Listen. I've laid out what is going to happen to.
You're gonna make me pour one out right now,
bro.
The Holy Grogu.
He's not dead.
Oh
all
my
right,
God, he's dead.
He's not. Listen to me. That boy is not dead. And look how you're getting. Look at you. That's what they want. They got you hook, line, and sinker. You want to know why? Because Kylo. They are. Shut up. They are creating. You love Kylo. They are creating an Anakin Skywalker story in real time, right before our eyes. We see him now, and he's all cuddly, and we're all gushing over him. And by the time it's like, maybe be like 50 years from now when he's like a teenager.
Could you see him be a little knee-high Knight of Ren?
No. Probably like 67 years, maybe when he's a teenager, and he is the scourge of the galaxy. Here, hold on, stop. I got an exercise. Stop. I got an exercise for each one of you. Say his name.
Grogu.
No. Just say his name.
Grogu.
Covert.
I'm gonna do it one more time. Dan. Say his name.
Grow.
Stop. Say it.
Grogu.
Mike.
Grogu.
Tommy.
Baby Yoda.
Stop. Say his name. This is an exercise. Say his name.
Grogu.
Now, say his name.
Grogu. Emperor Grogu.
Lord Grogu.
Tell me that is not a villainous name. Tell me that Grogu the Terrible or something. Tell me.
He's the magnificent.
It's like,
I think it's funny that you bring that up.
Like, you took my chicken nugget.
Ahsoka did kind of make that comparison between him and Anakin Skywalker. He said that it happened to the best of us.
Yeah.
And she sees what she said that she sees the darkest in it. Is that what she said?
She
says the anger in
much fear.
Much fear in her. There you go. Much fear and anger. And that goes without saying because he's been experimented on for how long now?
Yeah.
Many masters too, like not one master. So he's
but
like
he saw the Connor cloner was nice to him.
The what? Oh, I was like, who? Yeah.
Padme was nice to Anakin.
Yeah, but
she got choked out.
Choked her out.
And he slaughtered them all like animals.
He hates them.
He does. He hates them.
But yeah,
I hate them all.
I'm telling you, I do think
women and the children too.
I mean, him being called the foundling is like an important thing too. I think
I mean, what if they just hit him with some little Mando armor?
I can see him in some kind of like tiny villainous Mando armor in the distant future. I'm telling you, they've just set up their big bad for like 2 eras from now.
He's gonna be evil Yoda Frieza.
It's gonna be a couple hundred years from this point.
Yeah,
I wish I had
when he's like Frieza.
In a couple hundred years when he's like 20 years.
No, he'll be 72 in a couple hundred years.
So
maybe.
What do you guys think? Do we like this? Seemed like a one-shot with Ahsoka episode. It felt like it a little bit because it was really just like beginning to end with her. You know, like she showed up, helped him out, just like I'm gonna say that I said so, but you can check last Covert. I said so. That she wasn't gonna be like the one to take Grogu. She wasn't gonna be the one.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
She was going to be the one to point him in another direction.
Because she's not a Jedi. She even says so herself. So like the title, the Jedi, it's not a reference to her. It's a reference to Grogu because he's still a Padawan technically.
That and yeah, I mean, and you also got to think like she is a Jedi to him. Like she's as close to a Jedi that he knows, you know.
What's commonplace in the galaxy is for anyone that sees a Force user, that's a Jedi. Like it doesn't matter whether they are or not. There could be a Sith. You're a Jedi.
And in the fandom as well.
Yes.
In the fandom.
Right, but she's a gray Jedi. I didn't say that. I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh, we're gonna fight right now. We're gonna do this right now.
Just kidding. I don't want to do that.
So. What was it like for you guys, like watching, you know, for us that know, you know, that we're watching Ahsoka, you know, ever since, just seeing her on screen, like I just kept looking. I'm like, that's Ahsoka.
I was like, that's her straight up Rebels. It felt that way. She's seen some shit, you know. She's been through some things, and like she's way more calm. She's not like Mr. You know, hey fly guy or whatever, sky guy.
Yeah, she's older. Sure.
She's not gonna be
saying. She's seen some stuff. She's calmed down.
Yeah. This is what I think is Rosario Dawson. She studied the Jedi Masters we've seen on screen. She studied Yoda, studied Obi-Wan, all of them, because they all have this demeanor about them. That it's reserved, it's calm, it's in a place in a serene place mentally, and that's exactly what she portrayed.
They're all in pain too.
So this is a master version of Ahsoka. This is not the same Ahsoka we saw in Rebels. It's not the same Ahsoka we saw in Clone Wars. This is a master version of Ahsoka.
She's been on her own most, like as far as we know, and I mean, let's just get this one out of the way. As you were saying, she's known Yoda and some other Jedi, but that girl has been around the galaxy, barely spending any time at the Jedi Temple. She barely knows anybody there. So for her to know Yaddle, everybody, is totally possible. She might not know Yaddle. Just
two
because
ships
she,
passing in the night.
Yeah, just because she said that the only other creature she knew was Yoda doesn't mean she's ever ran into Yaddle.
There's a lot of Star Wars characters, guys. They all know each other. They don't all throw a Christmas party and go, have you seen...
There was 28,000 Jedi.
Chris and I were watching Prince Urban Acolyte's video. Now, it took him a long time to get to the point, but when he did finally get there, he was at a college that was pretty small, and even in that small college, he barely knew anybody. Like, it's the same thing with the Jedi Temple as thousands of people.
Think about it this way: at the height of their power, during that time in the prequels, there was 20,000 Jedi. I mean, would you expect to know every single one of them, master or not? No,
you're never, especially if you're out of war.
You're gonna have a circle of Jedi that you associate with and do missions with and learn with.
There's multiple councils.
You're gonna have a certain set of masters that teach you. Yeah, there's multiple councils, there's multiple teachers. There's certain masters that have a specific focus as far in terms of teaching Padawans and teaching even Jedi Knights that are still learning. So you're not gonna know everyone. And to expect that is, I mean, you're just kind of throwing that out there. I mean, for anyone who did that, you're throwing that out there as you're just guessing.
Right. Hey, did you ever see on any of the episodes of Clone Wars her interact with Yaddle? I didn't.
No.
Not once.
Also, Yaddle retired before Ahsoka even came.
Yeah. Yes.
She stopped being on the Jedi Council and she stopped being active as a Jedi before Ahsoka even came. So why would she know her? You won't.
Yeah, exactly. I just, there was a lot of kickback that I wasn't expecting from this episode, and I couldn't find one thing to complain about. And I'm like, how is people finding stuff?
Even if you did find something to complain about, you still do it in a way that's reasonable. Whereas the people on Twitter and anybody else, the way they're going about it is just
this one had me scratching my head where I was like, are y'all even fans anymore? Like
the Stretch Armstrong Elizabeth reaching they were doing where
Reed Richards, baby.
It's like in a few days you're gonna read this back and be like, what the hell did I do?
Like
even as a dumb Star Wars, I'm like, why did I write that?
Like I would tell anyone who like comes out with the knee jerks, and there's some who have and they've caught themselves or whatever. I'm not, my whole thing for any of them is watch it again. Now watch it one more time. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Last Jedi. People are like, oh, they didn't do this, didn't do that, blah, blah, blah. You're coming out of the theater like that. I'm like, now slow down and watch it again.
Yeah.
You're going to pick up on things. You're going to see things differently. You're not going to be looking around to see just everything because it's a new Star Wars movie. Right. You're going to be in that moment. So, I mean, that's what this, that's.
I've watched, and if you choose not to.
See something. Yeah.
And if you choose not to, like, because there's gonna be people like, no, they're gonna fold their arms and be like, nah, I don't think so. Nah, I refuse to see that. And you see my name right there? I'm not gonna be as nice as Chris. You're a freaking idiot. Okay? Pack up your crayons and get out of my face. I'm tired of you, man.
Take your slice of pie and get out of here.
You know what I realized too? We also missed last week's episode of the Covert due to some family issues, and we always say on Broaxium family first. So we have to touch on that a little bit because, I mean, but this episode was just so good. Like you can't not. I mean, what happened last episode? I forget.
Carl Weathers.
I'm just saying.
Carl Weathers.
Stop looking.
Carl Weathers happened. And
we got Space Chubs.
That's all he can say is Carl Weathers. That's all he can say. He's just Carl Weathers.
There were TIE fighters. No, if it was Space Apollo Creed, he wouldn't have survived.
Yo, that shootout at the end, that space battle shootout at the end of that episode was freaking.
It was awesome. Don't park your speeder so close to a door, dude. It's gonna get stepped on.
There was so much action in that one. It was. Yeah,
the only thing I remember specifically is we got light shed on why baby Grogu now is so important.
What about those super troopers?
So we got we got evidence that they're genetically engineering something, which I think in that vat, I think it was confirmed that is an earlier version of a genetically modified Snoke.
God, I hope not.
So that's what that is, and then also there's Dark Troopers that Gideon is working on. Dark Troopers, by the way, is from Legends, and anyone doesn't know, just to break it down what a Dark Trooper is, most of the times it's a droid, but you could also have an exosuit outfitted for, like, say, a general or whatever, or a Moff. But it's typically a droid that's outfitted with enough firepower to take on a starship, and enough armor to take on a tank. That's what a Dark Trooper is.
Yeah, we know that Grogu will use the Force to steal macaroons.
Just share.
I mean,
so
gotta
share.
Gotta get them space cookies.
Tell me, any one of you wouldn't do the same thing.
Give me a macaroons, dude.
Among other things.
Just share, dude.
Yeah, I asked, you said no, and I'm gonna take them. Sorry.
It'd be all your stuff.
It was
macaroons or wafers are kind of disgusting.
When I talk about this child being a villain or whatnot, I hope you don't think I'm angry with the child or anything like that.
No, I know
you know me.
You are like, yes.
No, you're about the dark side. You're just. I think what it is, you're looking forward to seeing him.
That's right.
Yeah, yes. I would love to see him battle between good and evil. You know, I want to see that. Like,
it'll happen.
You've seen him choke out Cara Dune.
Strict from arm wrestling.
Yeah, just from arm wrestling. You know, he took some kid's macaroons without even thinking twice. He was like, "What?
Dan, that's a Scrubs thing. That's a Scrubs thing.
What?
He was like, Grogu was like, "You see what you get, Kara? You see what you get when you mess with the warrior."
Oh God, it's always gonna come back.
What do you think he's gonna say his first words? What do you think he's gonna start talking?
Destroy. Those will be his first words.
Your lack of faith.
I don't know. You think this season finale ends with him saying something? Like him finally,
is whatever it is gonna be backwards.
Speaking. or
destroy you, I must.
It could be backwards, or that could just be Yoda. You know, we don't really know. Did Yaddle speak backwards? Did Yaddle
I think
so.
Yoda just had a speech impediment.
But I feel like
I think Yoda was just too stoned to talk correctly.
Each episode we have gotten a big takeaway. Like each episode we come away with learning one huge big piece of information. I feel like so the Carl Weathers episode, we learned that the Empire is desperate and they are pulling out all the stops. They've been experimenting with cloning and whatever they're doing with droids, whatever that might be droid half. It might be cyborg.
I mean, that's Gideon's slice of the Empire.
Yeah.
It's the makings.
I mean, they're all.
It's a in trouble.
It's a power vacuum.
It's the makings of the First Order. This is the beginning of the First Order. I think when they first started the show, like they said, what their intentions were with the show. One of the intentions was to have the storyline go from the beginning to right after the after effects of Return of the Jedi, Battle of Endor, into the beginnings of the First Order. This is what they said they wanted to do.
And you know, they're already tying in some aftermath stuff. Cobb Vanth is a pure sign that this is kind of where the wheels are turning.
I wonder if Gideon's slice of the Empire, like his whatever you want to call it, I think that's just its own thing. I don't even know if that's going on with the greater part of the Imperial forces that went to the unknown regions. You know, I think this is like some power grab from him. Oh my God. And maybe they scoop his stuff up.
We're so getting bad too. We're so gonna get bad too.
In trouble,
Oh yeah, we're supposed to, I think. That's a rumor.
Go right to Galaxy's Edge and do it.
I think we're gonna get bad too because I think there's definitely might be some unknown regions exploration happening in this show.
Oh, there has to be.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
That's a good point, Chris. Wow.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I got a lot to say. Go ahead.
Well, mine was going back to Ahsoka, and just one of the things that blew my mind while watching it is you've got this character on screen, you know, and she's talking with Din, and you know there's weight behind everything that she's saying, and there's experience behind everything that she's saying, unlike other characters like outside of Bo-Katan or even Cobb Vanth to a degree. You know her history. You know where she comes from. You know who she's fought beside. She's fought beside Kanan and Ezra and Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda. She's fought Darth Vader. And like, this is that person. That person is right in front of Din. Like, there's so much history in that one character. So much universal history in that one character. And I just to see that in live action, a character with that kind of history. Oh.
Yeah, she's seen Force gods.
Very special.
The ones.
Yeah.
All the and like, you know, when people go like at one point, and I had to stop myself when she was fighting the magistrate, and I was like, Dave's not gonna kill her off in this one, or make her get injured by this character or something. And then I keep thinking back to all of her battles, her battle against Darth Maul. I'm like, there's no way there's no way she's losing, or anything like that. I don't even know why I was even thinking that, like, knowing what this character has done and what just everything she's seen. It's just mind-boggling to think about that.
Yeah, and that for the magistrate. Yeah, and that for the magistrate, that knowing that her master is Thrawn, and we saw how she handled herself. Like in real life, she is I think the goddaughter of Bruce Lee.
Yep. Her father is Bruce Lee's best friend, and like his second when it came to Jeet Kune Do, Dan Inosanto.
That's what you were showing. You were showing me some of that.
Yeah, she does like
so
tons of stunts.
She got hands in real life.
Oh so, real life. Rosario wouldn't stand a chance. But, like not mop the floor with her, but
and you could tell too, like she was playing around.
Oh, she's holding back.
Oh yeah, she. But
dude,
in the
scene
show,
where she like hits the thing on the ground, I was like, yo, that's dope.
Oh yeah, that's I think that's a form, like a beginning of the stance in the show, like in universe. That's a beginning stance for Terrace Kasi. Yeah. So like we know that.
Oh wow.
Her master is Thrawn. I mean, he definitely taught her how to fight, because Thrawn was a hand-to-hand combat master.
Yeah, he's beating up dark troopers, like just for fun, training around and whatnot. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. There a lot of things a few things I wanted to point out. So there's droids that were like standing side by side with the magistrate. Those were HK-87s.
Yeah.
You know what that's from?
Yeah.
Right? HKs. So HK units,
so many drops.
meat bags.
Yeah.
And then there's,
I got hype.
Yeah, I was like, HK. And then if you notice on the side for the droids, it had the 7th Fleet marker, which is Thrawn's fleet. So those droids were from Thrawn.
I
that's pretty cool.
missed that, and I'm upset that I missed that.
But you caught the Morai though.
I did catch the Morai, so I was very happy about that. I saw that and I'm like, what? It's just, here we go. It's Dave Filoni.
Oh yeah.
Been like, Dave Filoni, here he is. Yeah.
There's always some little Easter egg in a scene that you have to really look carefully.
I mean, you guys all. Speaking of Easter eggs, you guys saw the convoy as Mando was walking.
That's the Morai.
We just talked about that, Dan.
I didn't know it was called the Morai too.
Yeah, Dan.
I thought it was just a convoy. I feel so.
I mean,
when did it ever get this other name?
When they said it.
Yeah, Dan. God,
I thought it was.
Kidding.
It was the convoy. I never heard you guys say convoy. Never mind.
Lace it down.
I can't believe it. This episode also, it added so many layers to the child. Like when the silent scenes, I thought were so well done and so powerful. And
Kurosawa stuff,
huh?
That's the Kurosawa stuff like that.
Yeah,
all the silence.
Yeah. And just seeing, like, I want to say the child. Grogu is having these issues with pushing the stone back because he's got some trauma. That this baby has seen some shit, and Ahsoka said that he had to suppress his abilities and all that
in order to survive. Yeah.
Over the years, to hide and survive. And I just felt I could feel his fear and frustration and whatnot. Like I could see it in this puppet. I could see it, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Like I don't know what do you call it? Like that type of thing where it's just a puppet? It's not acting, is it?
Puppetry.
It's puppetry.
Yeah, puppetry.
Yeah,
I think.
Are they still? Did they use Henson still? Productions?
Henson died a long time.
But his production company is still around.
The company, yeah.
I think the son's still around.
All right, I didn't get the convoy part, but I know that Henson Productions is still a company, guys. All right, God.
But I don't know. I don't know who was working on that. I don't know if that was a Henson thing or not. But And then I think the part that broke my heart was when she was like, "Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah,
I've seen this kind of fear before, and like what it does to a fully trained Jedi Knight." And then she paused and was like, "The best of us." And I was like, "Oh, I felt that like that."
And you can tell the way she said it was like she said it with pain.
Yeah, and it was and like that was that thing. There was so much history behind that sentence from that character who has like all that history with, you know. So like Din has no idea that he is talking to someone who was trained by the Jedi who would become Darth Vader.
Yeah, so, he has no idea.
That's
no idea.
That's after all of this with Ahsoka, why she's not going to train him. She's not going to train him. And if people were saying, who do you think is going to show up to be that Jedi? They were saying Cal. I don't think it's possible. I don't know, because if you ever played the game, Cal straight up didn't want to do it. He didn't want to train anybody. He's like, I don't even want to start the temple over.
No. He didn't. He was going to leave their fate up to the Force. It's not about not training them. It's just that the Empire is after them. You know, if I start corralling all these people, they're gonna, you know, these people are gonna be living in fear their entire lives, and that could also turn some of these people to the dark side with that fear. So he's letting them, you know, grow up as they grow up, and you know,
that's why I don't think he's gonna take on the responsibility to train him. I don't think he's gonna want to put somebody in that type of danger.
But it's a different era because the Empire is not as overshadowing as they were in those times. Plus, I know it won't be that, you know, the dude, I forgot his name. I forgot homie's name, the redhead dude who played the actor.
What is his name? Yeah, I don't. I never watched Gotham or anything like that. I know he's in Gotham.
Shameless too.
I never really watched Shameless either. I never really followed him.
But I don't know if he can play. No, I don't know if he can play that character though. You know, considering like the time skip, maybe. But I don't know if he can play. It's possible. Yeah.
With a little goatee.
Yeah. And I mean, chances are he'll probably, I mean, I don't know, depending on what happens in the story, but he should have Seer Junda with him still.
Yeah. My man Greasy. Grease.
Old Grease ball.
And Marin, you know, they got some Night Sister kids. Have Jedi have Night Sister kids.
I wonder what the Night Sisters are like right now. Like, I know, but I mean, I wonder if it's kind of come back a little bit. Yeah, like since she was left, if there was anyone else, you know, I don't know. I would love to see if there is anything going on Dathomir right now. How cool would it be if you had to go to freaking Dathomir?
And the only lonely Nat brothers.
And the only other Jedi that are around is possibly Ezra or Luke.
So there's a list. So yeah, there's Ezra,
Sebastian
Luke,
Stan.
Sebastian Stan would be fantastic. Ezra, Luke, there's Cal Kestis, possibly Seer Junda. The unconfirmed Jedi that are unconfirmed dead is Yaddle's one of them. There's also
he's dead. He's dead. Tommy.
Yaddle?
No. Mace is. You gotta let him go. He's dead.
Mace.
Master Mace.
Okay, I see where you're getting, but they made it a point to say that his body was never found, and there's a reason.
Master Mace. Oh boy.
But there's also
that is a terrible Jar Jar.
I can't do it. You do it better.
Go ahead, Tommy.
So there's also another Jedi that's unconfirmed dead. I forgot his name. He has dreads.
Quinlan Voss.
He's unconfirmed dead as well.
Right.
And there's also I think in one
Hippie
of the
Jedi.
books they pointed out, they said that there's a lot of unnamed Jedi that survived Order 66. Mm-hmm. So they could just make a brand new Jedi altogether.
Yeah, they could do that.
Which, like I said, Kyle Katarn.
They could do it.
They could do. I mean, there's a dark. They canonized a Dark Forces storyline with the Siege, the last episode. Mm-hmm. It's a direct storyline from Dark Forces. It's crazy. And I was like, when I was watching, I was like, I feel like this game seems familiar to me. You know, I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is Dark Forces. Just everything about it. It's just, instead of Din Djarin and and what's her face, Cara Dune, it's Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors. So it's, I was like, this is crazy. Like, I love what they're doing right now. Yeah. It's something for everybody, Legends fans and all.
They're opening up so many doors right now because you gotta think about this. Look at how many doors they opened up. They just opened up Thrawn, okay? They opened up where Grogu's gonna go with his Force stuff. They opened up Bo-Katan taking back Mandalore with the Darksaber. They opened up what the Empire... Like, they're just like... We're just going to just start throwing stuff out there for you. And whether or not, I don't know. I mean, they put in Boba Fett at the end. We still got to see what that's going to come to. Right, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there are so many things that they've opened up for us.
That's one of their backdoor pilots, man.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we still have 2 more seasons. Speaking of the spear, like, basically, he now has a method to fight Gideon now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, did you see the footage of him learning how to fight with a staff? Did you see the footage of Pedro
no.
fighting with staffs?
Listen, Pedro fighting with the staff does not play out well.
Actually, yeah, for the mountain.
I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
shoot.
Oberyn.
Yeah, but now he's got a Beskar helmet on. He's got a Beskar. The mountain couldn't crush that.
Nope, you can't punch his teeth out.
No.
All of them. Chiclets.
It was literally like...
Yeah, they just flew
a bag of chiclets.
God, that was so bad.
Bag of wet chiclets.
He punched him once, and his face just melted.
Exploded.
Yeah. God, that was... I actually thought I saw somebody die. I was like, did they kill that actor?
Oh, that was dead.
I was like, did they kill him for, like, just to get that shot? It's like his head.
How's Game of Thrones dead? I saw somebody die.
I thought you were saying, is he dead?
Could you imagine being on that set and they're like, hey, he won't get punched by the mountain?
Who? The standard?
Yeah. You ain't talking to me.
You get paid extra, but you lose teeth.
You're going to lose some teeth. Yeah, you're right, Chris. No, it doesn't end well for him with staves. Hopefully, he's learned his lesson not to boast.
This is a redemption story.
That's how he lost. He was boasting. He started trying to tell him to say his...
Mando doesn't do is talk a lot. So
yeah, that's a good point, Roker.
I think he'll be square for that. But
yeah. So if he's...
It's like that. It's like when you go on like a side quest and you get a cool weapon. That's what it felt like.
This season is this season, and I do not mean that as an insult because games have taken over as far as better storytelling than most movies.
Sure.
But this season has seemed like a game.
Hey, you know what I mean? Armor. Yeah. You know, well, he's got his armor now. Now he's got a spear.
Yeah, it feels like a AAA title game.
Yeah. And then he's like again, he's kind of building a team.
Quest, and then he has to go to another. You know,
like he's meeting all these people.
There. I still want a game though. I still want a game. Like,
so here's the big one for me.
Go for it.
Tython.
Yep.
Yo.
Yep.
Dude, like, okay, being that I'm a Legend, you guys know I'm a Legends fan. There's so many, like, just this mentioning or name dropping Tython, and knowing that we're gonna see it live action soon. Like, there's so many possibilities with Tython alone, because if they're gonna adapt anything from Legends, it's a lot of story. Because Tython is the origin of Force learning itself.
Yeah.
But it was the beginnings of the Jedi and the Sith. There was Force Wars. There is the Jedi.
That's where you start off in the game.
Yeah. There's also the Bendu Order. Order. And awesome. It's just the Ashla and Bogan, which we heard in Rebels. That's originally what the Jedi called the Force, the Ashla and the Bogan.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history behind it, and the fact that we're going there in live action, like, for not only myself but Legends fans all over that play KOTOR and Knights of the older public games and read the comics and things like that. This is huge.
Yeah.
And this is why I was like, all right, guys, all the expanded universe stuff, it'll trickle back in. Just got to give it a minute and then establish what they want to do with this galaxy, and then they can trickle things back in.
Yeah,
it's got to get
very long game of chess.
Yes. There's a lot of truth in Legends.
Ahsoka, and she's in the episode, man. Just look at you, Filoni.
Yeah. Filoni!
Look at him go.
It's like Salt Bay with he just like sprinkle
lore.
I'm just like
this lore.
It's just lore.
Just give it to me.
Some lore rub about
and you know, like Favreau has been with him in the Clone Wars. Like Favreau's been there. Like it's not like he just showed up to Lucasfilm one day and was like, I got the Mandalorian to show you guys. Like he's been working with Filoni for a while. Yeah, So it's like good to know that they already have a good working relationship. And after watching that video, the Mandalorian gallery video that they have on Disney Plus, like you can just tell that the atmosphere is great. It's creative. They're looking to everyone for guidance and help. And even though there's one director leading the show, they have all these other minds around them. Like the story group. Like this is.
You could tell they all share the same passions.
Oh God,
it's something beautiful to see.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And then you're getting all of these actors that come stepping in. Michael B. Like all of these people coming in, and they love it. They want nothing to be but a part of this world, and they're just like this, and they treat it with such care that we're getting some of the best Star Wars ever out of this Mandalorian show. Like. That Ahsoka episode was a damn movie. It was great.
Yep. Yeah. For like an OVA episode of like an important anime or something like that. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I was like upset because we're not getting, not upset, but I was like, we're not getting a Star Wars movie this year. We're not going to get a theater release. Who cares?
One of my buddies from high school was messaged me, commented on my a pic on Facebook today, and was like, these shows are so good, I don't care if we get any more movies. And I'm like, I'm almost there with you.
Yeah, right.
You know, like as long as I'm getting good Star Wars stories, I don't care what medium it comes in. And right now, they're to me, they're hitting on all cylinders.
Right.
Yeah. To me, like the Mandalorian, all these series, this is like if you go to like any like music show, like this is the opening act, and they're working in the back on the headliner right now. And they're making sure everything's set perfect, all the mics in the right spot, like lighting is correct, the sound is set to the right volume and at the right bass and treble and everything. Like so, like the fact that we have something to digest or not digest, but like eat up in the meantime until like we get the main feast, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah.
Mandalorian walks so Obi-Wan can run.
I love that you just said that. It makes me feel so good inside. It makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
me and Chris was talking about this before. I was like,
Deborah Chow.
They keep coming back to Tatooine. I was like, they got to. That's that one set they're going to use for everything. It's like they're going to use Tatooine.
I think it's funny that
and everything. So
when people are complaining about like in the Mandalorian, he keeps going back to Tatooine. Like, why do you have to go back there? Like, we're getting Kenobi soon. Like, where do you think he lives?
I've been loving Tatooine every time he's there. I'm like, this is
exactly. Yeah.
And he knew, like, dude, we're gonna get to see him bond with Tusken. So if you loving the Tusken lore that you were getting from the Mando, you're gonna get it more with Kenobi. Him with the Banthas.
See another crate dragon, because I think part of Obi-Wan's story is he killed the crate dragon.
But I mean, look, it's gonna be
barbecue time.
Yeah, get that steak crate and eggs, baby.
I don't think it was a smaller crate. It was a cannon crate, which I mean, it's still
delicious.
It's huge.
We're gonna come out with Mike Roker's 101 crate dishes.
Man, listen. Don't get me something wrong about crate burgers.
No, we can't. We can't go down that road.
Go all day.
No crate burgers.
No crate burgers. No crate steaks.
Yeah.
I mean, when they were cooking, I was like, that looks good. Like,
it looks good. That's like 6 months for a normal person. Like,
that's
they
right.
They were cooking it all at once. It's gonna go bad, man.
And that pearl.
Good right now.
What's wrong with you, man?
I wonder what they're gonna do with that pearl. Like, they could break it, like make stuff out.
They're gonna worship it, dude. They're Jawas. They're gonna worship it. Talk to the pearl today. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So, any coming up on an hour here, guys. Any last thoughts on these past 2 episodes? I mean, they were both pretty heavy hitting. I mean, look, I know the Ahsoka episode really outshone almost this whole season, guys. We've been wanting to see Ahsoka forever. I mean, even though that last episode was really good, we got to see some cloning stuff, some really cool things that the Empire's up to.
Yeah.
Ahsoka was just. All I gotta say is, I can't wait until next episode. And it's like, did you see what that Hal guy put out? He works with Industrial Light and Magic. He said the next 3 episodes are going to be a roller coaster.
Sick.
So,
I can't wait to have like cool.
It's been a roller coaster. Like what?
That's what I said. I retweeted it. I was like, I haven't got off the damn thing.
I was like, we're not on the roller coaster yet. What are we on right now? Like, okay,
we're in line.
We're in line.
But any
we're in line
final
of the roller coaster.
any final
That's
thoughts?
crazy.
I can't believe that all of these cool things happen within one episode to the point where it felt like 10 minutes because it was just so much amazing happening. It felt like, you know how you watch a really good trailer, you're like, man, I can't wait to see this movie. And you're like, I can't wait to see this movie, I gotta watch this trailer again. It felt like I was watching a giant trailer that was like not showing me everything, but showing me the right things. Like, we learned so much within this episode. Like, this is literally going to be the most talked about episode until, you know, obviously we make it more awesome stuff happening. We will get more awesome stuff happening. But the fact that episode 13 is like this milestone episode, it being number 13 as well, it's a lot of stuff going on. You know, Filoni needs to be doing movies. He needs to be doing more of the Star Wars movies. I want to see him do a samurai film now. I mean, or a Western.
Oh, hey, or an anime.
Or an anime.
Yeah.
You know, he's a fan, and you could tell he studied a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell his film collection at home is very vast. And yeah, I mean, my final thoughts are, I didn't believe Rosario Dawson was playing Ahsoka until I saw her. Because every outlet was like,
nobody did.
Playing, and I was like, no shit. Now I'm like, nah, Star Wars ain't saying nothing about this yet. No, I don't believe you, Variety. With the Hollywood Reporter. And then I was like, oh my gosh, she's right. It was like I was at a Michael Jackson concert. It was crazy.
Yeah, there's somebody that shared a GIF in the page that I run. You know, in the Will Smith when he played Fresh Prince.
Right.
And he's like dancing and he just faints. That's
yeah. Really what it felt like. The fact that we had Katie Sackhoff play that dream role, and then an episode and a half later, we have another dream role with people who look exactly like how they're supposed to look. And we
don't deserve this, do we?
We don't deserve it. We don't.
Like,
we
I feel like we don't.
We do. Yes,
I do. Yes, I deserve it.
Right.
I never complained.
Honestly, as like the fandom outside
of the rest of the fandom, I don't know about this.
Disney could be like, we'll pay you 2 cents an hour to work for us. And be like, done. I'll live in a cardboard box. Deal.
When do I start?
All the time, like, Star Wars is very fragile and delicate, and it also has very fragile, delicate fans. I mean, that's just fandom in general, but Star Wars is so vast.
Hey, I mean, look,
it's everywhere, and it's literally the most pop culture.
It's crazy how like the worst of any fandom is the most local.
Everyone's entitled to their feelings. Just stop trying to cancel everything because of them.
I know, like, what? Could you just? I mean, the whole cancel culture, like, it's just. Could you just shut up? Like, I'm so sick of it, man. Like, why
I can't take it seriously with his Ewok.
Just accept the fact that the fan fiction you wrote 15 years ago didn't happen. That's all you gotta do. It's like, you don't work for Lucas or Star Wars or Marvel.
Just be a normal person and not like just
like it.
Not like it and move on. Like,
try to be happy.
Hard,
try to be happy.
Try being a fan.
If you don't like it, that's cool. That's cool. Just don't try to cancel it. You don't have that kind of power.
What are your final thoughts, bro?
Mine? My final thought, and this goes back to Ahsoka again, is it's beautiful to see the fans get so hyped up and crazy for a character that is not Han, Luke, or Leia. Yeah. This shows so much growth with the amount of characters that are out there that speaks to different people and whatnot. And I can't wait till we get to that point where we don't have to. And I love Han, Luke, and Leia, but to get to the point where we don't have to anchor, like, they're not the anchor, for Star Wars, that we can not move past, but just put that attention onto all these other characters as linchpins for Star Wars. I love this. I can't wait to see where this all goes.
To be honest with you, Chris, that's why I feel like this Mando series and it being at the end of Return of the Jedi, like, it's not all about them right now. You know what I mean? The whole galaxy is trying to pull itself together, and I feel like the Mando is trying to separate you from that now. Like, and Filoni, I feel like, has been trying to kind of open the world up for you with the Clone Wars and Rebels and show you that there are all these people out there who are fighting just as hard,
Even if they're not fighting as hard, like, their stories, their characters are just as, if not more compelling than these other characters. There's no disrespect to George Lucas at all.
Seriously.
With what he's crafted with those characters, but there are some, to me, that have much more complex stories that are just as entertaining than anything else that we've gotten with the original trilogy.
Tommy, what about you? Final thoughts on the past 2 episodes?
Oh man, I'm just loving it all. Like, I just, the fact that, I mean, we're right now, I said it before, like, we're witnessing a masterclass as far as, like, storytelling goes, because there's something for everybody. There's something for the original trilogy fan, there's something for the prequel fans, there's something for the sequel fans, there's something for Legends fans, there's something for the animated fans. They're covering all bases in fandom, and it's just like, I never thought that would be possible, and it's just it's pleasing everybody. Well, I mean,
that's hard to do.
For the most part, it's pleasing everybody. And it is, it's extremely hard to do.
I think it really is pleasing everybody, and I think that some people are like behind closed doors, and they're behind their Twitter screen and behind their computer, not knowing what what people think they're thinking. Like, they're celebrating. Everyone was happy with Ahsoka. I can't, like. You might have your gripes here and there, but I think the problem is generally happy.
I think the problem is with social media in general is, like, whenever you're passionate about something or you're upset about something, your first instinct, or at least most people, is to go to Twitter or go to Facebook, go to Instagram and post what what's got you upset or what's bugging you. And it kind of, being that we're on the other side of the computer screen or phone or whatever, we don't really see how you are physically or the emotions we don't know if you're literally angry or not, but it comes off that way, and it's kind of irritating. It is irritating because it's like, why? Because our first instinct is like, why are you doing this? Or really, it's getting to the point where it's just like, you know what? I'm getting to the point where, like, I don't care anymore. I don't care what you think. Like, I'm just gonna start ignoring it, and I'm just.
It's the best thing, honestly.
But yeah, anyway, so my final thoughts as far as, like, the episode goes, I love the fact, being that Legends fan that I am, the biggest one for me in this one is Tython.
Yes.
So there's so much. That's Dawn of the Jedi, that's the Old Republic, that's Darth Bane. There's so many stories tied to that one planet. Whether they're gonna use those storylines or not, granted, they very well could. It doesn't, interfere with any other storylines that are currently canon. But if they don't, it's fine. I'm not going to be upset if they don't. I'm just excited for how they will use it in the future if they do. So,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah. So it's just that, and then also seeing HK unit droids.
That was freaking awesome.
Oh man! For anyone who doesn't know, like, HK droids or assassin droids that were originally created by Revan. And for anyone that plays Knights of the Old Republic, exactly. I mean, I'm the biggest. Revan's my favorite character all time, and just the fact that was in there, it was just exciting because, like, Revan became canon with The Last Jedi. So seeing this is just like, I see where they're moving, and, like, I'm just excited to see how far down the line we have to go in order for them to drop the bomb on us and be like, we're making an Old Republic series or we're making an Old Republic trilogy. Like I'm just waiting, like, because when that happens, ooh.
Oh yeah.
Bastila Shan. So it's gonna be
like KOTOR changed my life.
Yeah, mine too.
And that's the one thing also, like with the comics, they are, like I keep saying, these are the connective tissue. These are a very important part of the Star Wars storytelling, because it was Dr. Aphra number 40, an issue that came out last year.
Yeah,
that first mentioned Tython.
I read that earlier today, and it was I think it's interesting how we saw Darth Vader in a confessional, and a Force confessional.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. Like, you got him on his knees and he sapped his Force energy and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was like, awesome.
Is that the purpose of that? Like, I was like, that's great. I don't know if it's like meant to keep somebody prisoner, but it was pretty cool. I want to know more about that. Who knows? We might see it in the show.
Yeah, it's possible.
So, I think that was a great hour of the Mando talk. We covered both episodes pretty well. Well, we did the previous. Ahsoka covered the whole thing. I mean, look, we missed out on last week. And Carl Weathers did a fantastic job. I mean, I felt his experience with 80s and 90s action all over that, dude. It was so awesome. I felt it. This Ahsoka episode was just dominated the whole series, I feel like, so far. But you guys can check us out at Broaxium, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. We have other content out there. We have the Mandalorians. They also cover the Mandalorian show, but it's a whole different cast. So you're going to get different thoughts and different ideas and just different chat. So go ahead and listen to them, guys. You've got the V-Wing on our YouTube. You've got the quick shots of Broaxium that you guys could check out. You've got my show, The Dandalorian, where I give you my 3 favorite scenes from each episode. I get pretty excited about it. There's also what else? What else we got, Chris? We've got some stuff.
The Shootin The Poo-Doo.
Shootin The Poo-Doo. I know. I'm saving them for last. I'm saving the Star Bros for last. So we've got Shootin The Poo-Doo. That's what I was missing, our own show. We haven't done an episode in so long.
Yeah,
we'll get back to it.
This is practically
Mandalorian has been taking over a so
yes.
Shootin The Poo-Doo has been put on the shelf until the Mando is over.
Shelfing the Poo-Doo.
Yes. And last but not least, everybody, you really have to check out the Star Bros podcast. These are a couple of dudes that we brought on, Ben and Jan. And we met them. They're Philly natives. And so you got to check those guys out. Really chill podcast. And since we brought them to the Bro family, it's been a perfect union. So that's what we've got for you. So check us all out. You can find me, Stay on Target 42, everywhere. Chris, what about you?
Chris Ryans. Put an at on that.
Chris Ryans on Twitter. And on Instagram.
I'm easy to find.
But yeah, he's very easy to find. Tommy, what about you?
You can find me in the forest moon of Andor, just
right now.
Gotta find his hotel for this DJ gig. He can't find it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta get to the gig, man.
DJ Wicket.
What?
Wicket.
That's amazing.
Oh, man. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Just look up Star Wars Savage, and I'll pop right up.
And what about you, Rogue?
I'm Mike Roker.
Yeah.
I got a Facebook with that name on it, and my Instagram is Mike the Landlord. It's THA, hip hop style. Yeah, sorry about that. Hip hop's great.
Yeah, you know,
I got a Twitter named Roguezilla. I don't use it because Twitter scares me. So it's scary.
All right. Yeah, it can be scary.
Don't speak your mind. They're going to screen capture it and they cancel you for liking Fruity Pebbles or some shit. Remember you like Fruity Pebbles? Cancel. I had a one bowl of Kicks and y'all like it canceled. Fruity Pebbles.
You can't get canceled for liking Kicks, can you?
Well.
Oh, all right, good.
I've seen it.
Well,
approved, so.
That's good. Anyway,
Stay strapped or get clapped.
This has been the Broaxium Covert, and this is the way.